Continuing from the previous chapter, Xiao Yan and his grandmaster, the Golden Dragon King, arrived on a new continent where they encountered a young girl named Yuewen. She gave Xiao Yan a detailed introduction to the distribution of the major forces on the Xinling continent. I know you're strong. Let's head into the city first. As Xiao Yan spoke, he gently took Yuewen's small hand and led her toward the city gates. However, he didn't notice the slight blush on Yuewen's face, unaware of what was on her mind. You two, stop right there. Routine inspection. Remove your hats, barked a few burly men standing guard at the gates, addressing Xiao Yan. All right, it's not them. Let them through. The inspection at the gate was exceedingly strict, as if they were searching for something specific. This is truly baffling. Ever since the Mu family was wiped out, the entire city has been under strict lockdown. No one knows why, but it seems they're looking for a killer or something. Who knows? If the culprit had the guts to annihilate the Mu family, they must have some serious backing. You all better be careful when going out. I've heard the murderer is still in the city. Really? Xiao Yan, accompanied by Yuewen, overheard these hushed conversations just as they stepped into the city. Yuewen, do you know why the Mu family was annihilated? Xiao Yan asked, curious. I'm not entirely sure. I remember hearing that the family had acquired something. Yuewen's voice trailed off, tinged with sadness. Although the Mu family hadn't treated her particularly well, they had taken her in and raised her. The mention of their destruction brought a sense of sorrow. An innocent man will be blamed for his wealth, Xiao Yan said, offering words of comfort to Yuewen before leading her toward the apothecary. Just as Xiao Yan was about to check into an inn, he realized he was penniless. Reluctant to ask Yuewen for help, he instead suggested, Yuewen, let's sell some pills at the auction house. I also need to purchase some herbs. Hearing this, Yuewen couldn't help but feel a bit envious as she led Xiao Yan toward the auction. The three large characters, Treasure Source, were proudly displayed on a towering plaque, exuding an air of grandeur. Treasure Source was the largest auction house for pills and medicinal ingredients in Qing City and the top choice for alchemists to sell their pills and seek out higher-grade ones. Xiao Yan and Yuewen, both slightly disguised under full-body cloaks to avoid recognition, entered the auction house. As soon as they stepped inside, they were greeted by a refreshing, invigorating fragrance. One Xiao Yan was all too familiar with. It was the scent of high-grade pills. What can I help you with? A sharp-looking man approached with a smile, addressing Xiao Yan. Though many people came to auction items or buy pills in person, there were always a few, like Xiao Yan, who preferred to keep a low profile. The man was quick to respond, not daring to be negligent. Hello, I need to auction some pills and also purchase some rare medicinal ingredients. I wonder if you have what I need, Xiao Yan said, deliberately lowering his voice. What grade of pills are you looking to auction, sir? As for the medicinal ingredients, rest assured, Treasure Source has everything you could possibly need. The man, discerning Xiao Yan's intentions, quickly reassured him. What grade of pills are you auctioning, sir? The man asked after carefully examining Xiao Yan. 9th grade golden pill. What? Is there a problem? Is the grade of my pill too low? No, sir. Please, this way. I'll fetch our chief executive right away. Please wait a moment. The man's shock was evident. After all, even though the Do-Di continent had much richer spiritual energy than the continent of Do-Chi, where strength could be enhanced through bloodline power and pills, alchemists had to advance step by step with no shortcuts. This made alchemists even rarer than on the continent of Do-Chi. No wonder the man was so astonished. After all, the highest grade of pills he typically handled was around the 6th grade. 9th grade was simply, Greetings, sir. I am Qing He, the chief executive of Treasure Source and an Emperor class, first-tier alchemist. Are you indeed looking to auction a 9th grade golden pill? A lean middle-aged man named Qing He stepped forward. Yes, I have a batch of 9th grade golden pills and some healing salves for auction. Additionally, here's a list of the medicinal ingredients I need. I hope you can help with that. Xiao Yan handed over several bottles of 9th grade golden pills and a note with the herbs he required, all through a spatial transfer, which slightly startled Qing He. Spatial transfer? Is he a Do-Di? Qing He wondered, already formulating plans in his mind. Please wait here for a moment, sir. I'll be back shortly. Qing He clasped his hands in a respectful salute and prepared to leave. Wait, Chief Executive Qing. To be honest, I left home in a rush and didn't bring any money with me. I was hoping to sell the pills quickly to exchange for the herbs and some coins, Xiao Yan explained. Is that so? I had intended to promote your pills, which would significantly increase their value. However, since you're in a hurry, I'll arrange for the fastest auction possible and fetch the herbs for you immediately. With that, Qing He hurried out. Xiao Yan watched as Qing He left the room, and shortly after, a delicate and alluring young woman entered, carrying a tray of fine tea. She appeared both cautious and a bit fearful, clearly instructed to serve Xiao Yan with special care. Xiao Yan, understanding that these matters would take some time, calmly sat down and accepted the tea she offered, drinking it at a leisurely pace. Qing Yuan, mimicking Xiao Yan's actions, did the same. The young woman observed Xiao Yan, noticing that he was proper and had no inappropriate intentions towards her. She let out a sigh of relief. She had been instructed to serve this important figure and had been prepared to fulfill any odd requests. Fortunately, the person before her didn't seem to be that type. Xiao Yan took the opportunity to examine the room and treasure source. He noted its simple structure, but there was an intangible pressure in the air that piqued his curiosity. That should be a formation. I didn't expect them to have a protective formation here, the Golden Dragon King suddenly spoke. Since instructing Xiao Yan to take Qing Yuan along, the Golden Dragon King had only mentioned some medicinal herbs and then vanished, remaining silent until now. Xiao Yan had even started to wonder if something had happened to him. Master, what's the deal with Qing Yuan? Isn't it a bit odd for me to be taking her along like this? Xiao Yan asked inwardly. Why so many questions? Have you secured the herbs yet? You'll understand soon enough. You don't even realize how lucky you are. Right now, you're just complaining, but in a few days, you'll be thanking me, the Golden Dragon King responded, teasingly leaving Xiao Yan in the dark. Sir, the pills you left for auction fetched a total of 5 million coins. After deducting 1.5 million for the herbs on your list and 10% for fees, 3 million coins remain, all of which are loaded onto this card. Please take these items, Qing He returned, not daring to delay any longer. He handed Xiao Yan a crystal card with a tiger pattern and an intermediate storage ring. The tiger pattern crystal card was only usable by those of Do D level or higher. Could this black-clad man in front of him really be a Do D? And an alchemist capable of refining 9th-grade golden pills at that? This dual identity commanded deep respect. Since there's nothing else, thank you for your help, Chief Executive. I'll take my leave, Xiao Yan said, casually taking the items from Qing He and preparing to leave treasure source. Sir, wait. I apologize for the intrusion, but with the recent events concerning the Mu family, the city is under lockdown. You should be careful, as it's rumored that the killer is targeting alchemists, Qing He advised, hoping to earn some goodwill with such a high-level alchemist. Thank you for the warning, Chief Executive. Farewell. Xiao Yan cupped his hands in thanks before leaving. Master, who was that man? He brought out so many 9th-grade golden pills with such ease, and why does he need so many high-grade herbs? The assistant asked Qing He with a respectful tone. I'm not sure of his exact identity, but his alchemical skills are real. He might even be of a higher grade than me. His soul fluctuations were incredibly strong. As for why he needs those herbs, I have no idea. But it's best not to pry into matters concerning someone of that level. Just focus on doing your job well, Qing He advised cautiously. After leaving Treasure Source, Xiao Yan took Qing Yuan to an inn to rest. Brother Xiao Yan, why did you buy so many pills? What do you need them for? Qing Yuan, clearly shocked by Xiao Yan's extravagant spending, couldn't help but ask as soon as they reached the privacy of their inn room. Of course, they're for you to consume, Xiao Yan replied nonchalantly. What? Pills for me? But I don't need to take any pills, Qing Yuan said, utterly confused. She knew that on the Do Di continent, pills commonly circulated among ordinary people were generally below the 9th grade. Given that Xiao Yan had just auctioned off 9th grade golden pills, it was clear he was a powerful alchemist. The idea of him making pills for her felt overwhelming, as she couldn't imagine being worthy of such treatment. Don't worry about it. Now that you're with me, things won't be the same as before. Whatever your past was, consider this the beginning of your new life. Xiao Yan said as he took out the pills he had just auctioned, then handed Qing Yuan 10,000 coins from a basic douqi card. Here, take this money. Buy whatever you want, and if it's not enough, just let me know. No, that's not necessary, Brother Xiao Yan. Qing Yuan stammered, suddenly at a loss for words. Thank you, Brother Xiao Yan. After a moment, Qing Yuan's eyes welled up with tears, overwhelmed by the kindness someone was finally showing her for the first time in her life. Girls shouldn't cry so much, Qing Yuan. Remember, a person's birth and experiences don't determine who they are, because the wheel of fortune turns, and the rich and poor trade places over time. Don't look down on anyone's potential. Xiao Yan consoled her, seeing the hint of inferiority in Qing Yuan and hastening to comfort her. Don't worry, I'll help you find your parents, Xiao Yan added, sensing her deep-rooted sadness. The night passed uneventfully. Xiao Yan let Qing Yuan take the bed, knowing that the young girl had been living in fear for so long and needed rest. Indeed, Qing Yuan was exhausted, and she fell asleep almost as soon as she crawled into bed, a contented smile gracing her delicate face. Xiao Yan quietly exited the room to cultivate. Time passed quickly as he focused on stabilizing his realm and getting accustomed to the abundant douqi of this new continent. As he prepared to head back into the inner room to check on Qing Yuan, he noticed the small dimples on her cheeks, as if she were having a very pleasant dream. Master, what's the story with this girl? Qing Yuan? Xiao Yan whispered as he stepped out, locking the door behind him. He was growing increasingly curious. I've already told you, if you want to know, you'll have to refine the stabilizing and primordial pill and give it to Qing Yuan. What you're seeking will naturally come to light. But judging by her current condition, she likely only has a few months left, so you'd better hurry. The Golden Dragon King cryptically replied, continuing to keep Xiao Yan in suspense. Today, I auctioned off some medicinal herbs at Treasure Source, and with the ones Master left behind, we're almost fully stocked. But we're still missing a single magic core. What should we do about that? Xiao Yan asked, feeling a bit lost. He had just arrived on the Dodi continent and hadn't yet figured out the power structure of the magical beasts here. He couldn't just go out and hunt one randomly. Indeed, obtaining an Imperial-class magical beast's core isn't easy. I checked Treasure Source earlier, but there was no sign of such a core. It seems it won't be simple to find one, Xiao Yan murmured thoughtfully. Tomorrow, let's visit the Alchemist Association. Alchemists are extremely rare on the Dodi continent. Even as a first-tier Emperor-class alchemist, you would be highly sought after in this small Qing city. A high-level alchemist will find it easy to get things done anywhere, hee. The Golden Dragon King chuckled, as if he had just come up with a clever idea. The Alchemist Association, huh? A faint smile appeared on Xiao Yan's lips. How could he have forgotten that he was also an alchemist? Back on the continent of douqi, he had already advanced to an alchemist capable of refining emperor-grade pills. He had simply forgotten about it because the continent of douqi didn't have a formal grading system. Morning sunlight bathed the land, signaling the start of another beautiful day. Brother Xiao Yan, where are we going? Qing Yuan asked, clearly refreshed after a good night's sleep. Her long, flowing hair gleamed under the sunlight, and the gentle breeze made her look even more enchanting. We're heading to the Alchemist Association. The pills I'm preparing for you are missing one crucial ingredient, so we're going there to try our luck, Xiao Yan explained as he walked alongside Qing Yuan, answering her questions that seemed to never end. The Alchemist Association. 5 resplendent golden characters stood on a seemingly ordinary plaque at the entrance. Strangely, the gate was deserted. Even more curious was the fact that this seemingly ordinary plaque sent a shiver through one's soul, making it impossible to move forward. The plaque was imbued with a soul shock. With his Imperial Realm soul, Xiao Yan instantly recognized the soul shock technique. He quickly enveloped the slightly uncomfortable Qing Yuan in his soul power, shielding her from the oppressive force that emanated from the plaque. Oh, an Imperial Realm soul, huh? It's been a long time since we've seen one of those, muttered an elderly man inside the Alchemist Association. His white hair framed a face marked by age, but his eyes gleamed with sharpness. Sensing Xiao Yan's soul power, he disappeared from his spot in an instant. Soul shock worked by confining soul power within a set range. Those whose soul power was above the threshold would be unaffected, but those below would find their souls momentarily paralyzed, unable to advance and forced to retreat. Hee, young friend, you have sharp eyes, seeing through our association's little trick at a glance. Please come in. An elderly man with white hair and a warm smile approached Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan could sense a power from this white-haired elder that was not weaker than his own. Yet he didn't hesitate, leading Qing Yuan confidently into the association. President, what's going on? We were just having tea inside, and suddenly you rushed out. Another elderly man with a gentle demeanor emerged, addressing the white-haired elder. President, hello? I'm here to register for the Alchemist Assessment, Xiao Yan said, understanding the situation. He took Qing Yuan's hand and addressed the white-haired elder. So, it was you who released the Imperial Realm soul power just now? The white-haired elder asked again. Yes, that was me, Xiao Yan replied frankly. After all, this was the Alchemist Association. And what tier of alchemist are you here to assess? The white-haired elder scrutinized Xiao Yan closely, but couldn't discern anything unusual. The white-haired elder was Bai Su, the president of Qing City's Alchemist Association and an emperor class, first-tier alchemist specializing in heavenly pills. The other elder, standing beside him, was Bai Ruo, the vice president of the association. Bai Ruo, naturally playful, had only reached the level of an emperor class, first-tier alchemist specializing in earthly pills. The two were brothers. Emperor class first tier, Xiao Yan stated plainly, as if it were the most ordinary thing in the world. What? You're aiming to assess as a first-tier emperor-class alchemist? Bai Ruo looked at Xiao Yan in shock. Was he unaware of how high the heavens were and how deep the earth? To seek such an assessment at such a young age, this must be madness. Oh? Follow me, Bai Su said, his tone calm but with a hint of interest. Bai Ruo, give the order immediately. Prepare for an emperor-class, first-tier alchemist assessment. Lock down the association. No one is to enter or leave. Also, summon all the association members to observe, Bai Su commanded. Bai Ruo had initially thought Xiao Yan was here to assess as a 9th-grade alchemist, given that having an Imperial Realm soul didn't automatically qualify one for an Emperor-class ranking. But now, things had gotten much more interesting. Don't let me down, Bai Su thought as he observed Xiao Yan's calm demeanor. Bai Su led Xiao Yan and Qing Yuan into the inner sanctum of the Alchemist Association. This is a secluded treasure of our Alchemist Association, a small world created by a 6-star Do-D expert. Here, you can safely refine your pills without any distractions. Additionally, the assessment for a first-tier Emperor-class alchemist consists of 3 parts. The first part is spirit nurturing, the second part is spirit bestowal, and the third part is soul tempering. Spirit nurturing involves using precise soul techniques and subtle control of flames to give the pill a semblance of human intelligence. Spirit bestowal, on the other hand, grants the pill a level of spiritual awareness comparable to that of a human. For example, a 9th-grade golden pill that has undergone spirit bestowal is worlds apart from a regular 9th-grade golden pill. And the final part, soul tempering, is the most difficult. On this continent, soul cultivation techniques are extremely rare, and soul tempering requires absolute control over one's soul power. This is why it is the most dreaded part of the assessment for all Emperor-class alchemists. One misstep could result in severe soul damage, leading to a significant loss of strength, or worse, death. Bai Su explained to Xiao Yan, though in reality, he was also explaining to the members of the Alchemist Association who were gathered outside the assessment area. These were the pillars of the association. Do you understand? Bai Su asked Xiao Yan with a gentle smile, clearly indicating that the young man named Xiao Yan had caught the attention of the association president. At such a young age, he had already reached the Imperial Realm and soul power. His future prospects were limitless. Understood. May I begin the assessment now? Xiao Yan inquired, noticing how attentively President Bai Su was explaining, with Vice President Bai Ruo occasionally nodding and supplementing the explanation. Xiao Yan had no idea what their true intentions were, nor did he realize that the many members of the Alchemist Association behind him were eagerly watching, knowing that simply observing an Emperor-class alchemist's assessment could be incredibly enlightening. Let the assessment begin. Bai Su's declaration brought an immediate hush to the scattered onlookers. They knew just how rare it was to witness such an event, so all eyes were focused on Xiao Yan. The first part of the assessment is spirit nurturing. Here are 2 sets of pill recipes provided by the association. Of course, you may use your own recipes if you prefer, Bai Su said, smiling at Xiao Yan. 2 sets of recipes? Are you out of your mind? Vice President Bai Ruo, standing beside Bai Su, exclaimed in shock. He knew better than anyone how precious an Emperor-class recipe was. Its value was immense, even when inscribed. And now, Bai Su was offering 2 sets at once, causing Bai Ruo some visible heartache. You'll understand later, Bai Su calmly responded to Bai Ruo. What a grand gesture! Offering 2 Emperor-class recipes right off the bat. Xiao Yan was internally astonished. Emperor-class recipes were priceless treasures. Even though the recipes before him were inscribed, their value was still extraordinarily high, not to mention the accompanying medicinal ingredients. Hee, are you already shocked? Don't think the people at the Alchemist Association are fools. If you hadn't just revealed your Imperial Realm soul power, do you think the President would have offered you such valuable recipes? The Golden Dragon King's voice echoed in Xiao Yan's mind with a chuckle. He's using these valuable recipes to subtly tie you to the association. If something happens to the association in the future, you won't be able to refuse involvement. These people are quite shrewd, the Golden Dragon King continued to explain. Well, it's not a bad deal for us, is it? We're getting 2 free Emperor-class recipes. If anything comes up later, we can deal with it then, Xiao Yan thought with a knowing smile at Bai Su. Xiao Yan slowly stepped forward and unfurled the 2 scrolls. Flame Whisker Pill. Its effects not only maximize the potential of fire attribute Do Qi techniques, but are also rumored to extend life. Ingredients: Ice Snow Ginseng, Royal Bamboo Leaves, Fire Cloud Spring Water. Forming Pill. It is said that when magical beasts reach a certain level of strength or consume rare treasures of heaven and earth, they can evolve into human form and continue cultivating. While a 6th grade shaping pill can also help magical beasts transform into human form, it often results in a decline in strength or instability in their foundation, severely impacting their cultivation after transformation. The forming pill solves this problem. It not only helps magical beasts achieve human form, but also perfectly preserves their bloodline and strength, ensuring their cultivation speed is not affected. It is even rumored that it allows magical beasts to switch freely between their beast and human forms. Hence, it is highly coveted by magical beasts. Ingredients: Earth Lotus, Blood Royal Leaf, Ice Snow Flame Fruit. Once you've made your decision, you may begin the first round, Bai Ruo said, observing Xiao Yan as he carefully considered the recipes. Master, which one should I choose? Xiao Yan asked, unable to decide. The forming pill. It has great potential. Since we have the ingredients, let's refine it first, and then we can look for the materials needed for the stabilizing and primordial pill, the Golden Dragon King advised after some thought. I choose the forming pill, Xiao Yan calmly informed Vice President Bai Ruo. The forming pill? That's a pill comparable to some second-tier Emperor-class pills. Even top-tier, first-tier Emperor-class alchemists would struggle to refine it. And this young man wants to attempt it? The members of the association watching the assessment began to murmur among themselves. He's crazy, right? Another exclaimed. A pill that rivals the pinnacle of first-tier Emperor-class pills. If he passes the assessment, I won't need to ask the president for help anymore. A silver-haired girl among the onlookers thought to herself, her mind slowly calculating as she observed Xiao Yan in the assessment area. Xiao Yan pondered for a moment, thinking to himself, although my master once said that different flames are rare even on the Do-Di continent, my grandmaster refuses to clarify. Oh well, unique flames are unique, but this is the Alchemist Association after all. They wouldn't pull me aside for research, right? Using a different flame to refine an Emperor-grade pill will definitely yield twice the result with half the effort. Having made up his mind, Xiao Yan didn't hesitate any longer. He summoned Little E. The small figure appeared on Xiao Yan's shoulder, surrounded by a milky white flame, chirping incessantly as if complaining that Xiao Yan hadn't called it out for some fresh air in a long time, almost suffocating it inside. It even made a pitiful expression. All right, let's refine the pill first. After that, you can stay with Qing Yuan, Xiao Yan said, noticing Little Yi's dissatisfaction and quickly comforting it. Hearing this, Little Yi chirped happily, and the milky white flames around it intensified, giving off the impression that it was very pleased. As soon as the milky white flame emerged, everyone present felt the temperature in the surrounding air rise significantly, and beads of sweat began to form on their foreheads. Is that a fire spirit? The onlookers, recognizing the terrifying power emanating from Little Yi's petite figure, couldn't help but exclaim in surprise. A silver-haired woman dressed in black also covered her mouth with a delicate hand, exclaiming in disbelief, "It's a fire spirit?" Even President Bai Su, who had previously worn a smile, now looked utterly shocked. His mind began racing as he quickly calculated something.